I just don't buy that, you know? Oh, yeah, I just don't buy it based on everything. I don't buy it. And I just don't deserve that, Like, I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not, just being nice to you, giving you your space, only talking every few days or whatever it was. Um, a lot of times just, ignoring you and just like letting you reach out to me when you wanted to. A lot of times. Wasn't doing anything wrong. Didn't do anything to bring it on. Um, didn't deserve being treated like that. Especially after I had shared and trusted myself with you so intimately. Like, that is such a jerk ass response. The least you could have done is told me ahead of time. I, like, I just can't get it out of my head. I'm still so flabbergasted. I just don't get it. Like, you could have, the least you could have done, right? After fooling around with me and telling me about how, like, like, I'm sure that that was honest at the time, whether or not you, oh, now it's different, you know, um, but the least you could have done was given me a disclaimer and said, look, you know, I said this and this and this, and, you know, um, I'm planning to meet up with someone on Sunday. So, I had told you that I wanted you to be fully transparent with me about your intentions. If you're going to do that, you could have just told me. Just told me. And then just gone, I could have, what would have happened instead of all this upheaval and, you know, yeah, sure, maybe I would have been a little sad and stuff, but it wouldn't have been so much of a cut. Um, to be treated so disrespectfully, like I don't deserve to know ahead of time. Like, that's just like, whoa. That's like, that's so low. That is so low. Um, it wouldn't have been as bad. Maybe like, I don't know, 75% or 50% as bad, and then I could have just been like, okay, well, at least he told me. And then I can just cut the calm line and I can just, be like, okay, cool, whatever. As much as possible, whatever, you know, whatever. And, you could have just told me, hey, so I'm going to be meeting up with someone on Sunday. Be fully honest. Like, I met her on this app. I'm not sure if it's going to work out. I'm just meeting up with her. Here's one scenario, right? You could have been like, you know, like, I'm going to describe all the scenarios that could have taken place, but you won't tell me because you can't be honest with me. You still haven't been. So you could have been like, so yeah, I was on these apps and most of the people on there I didn't really connect with. I found a couple people and I gave this girl my number and like I said, okay, fine, I'll meet up with you. So went out and got a nice shirt, gonna, look nice and whatever, just to do the deal and like I'll go meet up, go have dinner anyway, and that'll be that. You know what? I've done that before. But you didn't care to tell me. Yeah, sure, I've gone on a, well, quote unquote a date. I didn't even call it a date, but it could have been a date. It could have been, if we had struck a, if there had been a spark, maybe, right? I have done that in the past. I've gone out to dinner or, hung out with someone thinking just whatever, it's something casual, it's something cool, fine, whatever, like, yeah, cool. We're being cool. We're like hanging out or meeting up for whatever, doing whatever, like having dinner, something like that. But you were like, whoa, dressed like really fancy. You obviously wanted to impress this person or wanted to be likable. You wanted there to be a chance. Just admit it to me. So, so, like, even if, if we're to be friends, then it's like, we, like, how can we be friends past, you having another relationship with somebody else if, you can't be candid with me and just tell me about it. Like, be like, yeah, so is this girl, blah, 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 right? So, anyway, so that's one scenario. It could have just been like, um, you know, I'm meeting up with this woman. I told you I had these dating apps. I was talking to people. So we scheduled to meet up. I'm just going to go ahead and check it out and see what's going to happen, right? And so then I could have been like, oh, okay, you're going to go ahead and do this anyway, even though you were still kind of trying to sort of keep your options open with me. So then I could have made a decision at that point, like, I think it's probably likely that you would still want to be with me anyway and still try to work out a solution with me anyway, but do I want to keep playing these games and do I want to be a part of this if you're playing footsie with other people, And I probably would have just said, I probably just would have been like, nah, let's just not talk anymore. And that would have been that. And I would have gone and had my crying sessions every day and like, but you wouldn't know about it and like, who cares, right? Like, you don't care. Like, that's okay. Like, you give up and think you can't do anything about it anyway and like it's stupid shit, So, but who cares? Like that could have been a scenario. Like I could have made that choice. Like I could have said just like you could have been fully transparent, just said like this is what I'm doing. And then I could have gone like, wow. So where does that leave me? Like, what about the other day? And you could have said, yeah, I didn't really mean it. Yeah, I've changed my mind. Yeah. Or you could have bullshit me a little more and just been like, I don't really mean it with this person. I'm just going to, keep my agreement. I'm just going to go, because I said I would, kind of a thing. Not worrying about how I feel about it, because that doesn't matter, right? So that could have been once, but either way, that still would have been better than having me find out about it later, after the fact, and then having been lied to and withholding it from me. It still would have been better. It would have been not as deep of a cut. It would have been like that, as opposed to like, wow. Anyway, so that's one scenario. Or it could have been like, oh, I've been I've been doing carpets, cleaning carpets for this lady for like so many years, and she's my friend, and like, yeah, I just wanted to like, oh my god, go out to dinner with her, and like bought a new shirt to look really nice with her and stuff like that, and go out to dinner with her. Whatever, like, oh yeah, we've been friends for years, and, you know, on the off, very like unlikely chance it could have been like my great aunt Mildred is coming to visit me from South Africa, so I need to look really sharp. Yeah, right. It could have been um I can't actually think of any other scenarios where you would be like all fancy dressed and stuff like that for a woman friend to go out to dinner with her. I mean, gee, you where did I put those pictures? Oh, maybe I put them in here. Let's see. You almost looked as good as this picture where you're like, all fancy dress, except it was actually a sharper looking shirt. It was like black with a few patterns. It was a new shirt because I know all of your clothes. Well, all the clothes you have hanging in the closet. I mean, I've helped you move, and I know your clothes. I know it was a new shirt, and so you bought a new shirt for it and everything. This was our Valentine's. Um, I don't know, some Valentine's Day, right? Um, so yeah, it would have been one of those scenarios, but just to tell me like it's not a date, she's just a friend. I know all of your friends. I know who your friends are, so don't lie to me. Like, just tell me the fucking truth. It's like so dumb to lie to me. So, but you should have done it ahead of time and just like um told me about it. Like I'm fucking I have brain damage from this. I'm like I can't. I you don't know what it's done to me. And you'll use all manner of justifications and excuses to explain it away. Oh, just leave it. What the fuck? Just leave it, Anne. Excuse me. No, you don't fuck around with me like that a few days before that and then go out on a date and then tell me just leave it. You can't ask me any questions about it. It doesn't work that way, Grant. It doesn't work like that. I hope that one day you learn how it works and that if you really wanted me still, that you can rise in your level of responsibility and ownership and accountability to front up and like take ownership for the whole fucking thing. I can't possibly imagine like what other situation you would have been in to like want to go out to dinner with a woman friend and dress up like that. Just leave it, Anne. don't ask me about it. I'm not going to answer your questions. Thanks, Grant, for treating me like shit. For basically just using me and discarding me again and just treating me like shit. And I'm so messed up over this. So messed up. And I've already said in my previous video before this what's required to ever fix it with me. Not that you'll ever be kind enough to ever do that, will you? I know I can't expect a miracle. But like, she's just a friend. Oh, then if she's just a friend, you don't mind telling me about her and like, cool, what friend? So, of course, I would have questions since you just fooled around with me and expressed your desires with me. So, why shouldn't I have questions? Excuse me, but it doesn't work like that, Grant. You can't just be like, just leave it. If you ever want to talk to me again, you'll just leave it. You don't deserve to know the truth. You don't deserve any honesty. You can't ask me anything about my private business while you're, like sort of like leading me on and stuff like that. And it's not the fact of doing that. It's like doing two things at once. Like, pick a lane and stick to it. Like, it's not that you shouldn't have told me the truth. Oh, I just shouldn't have told her now. Now look. Oh, gosh, I'm just never going to be honest about stuff. That's not the lesson to learn. No. And the lesson to learn is not, oh, I just never should have. Anne's just a horrible person, and she's just a crazy person, and just horrible. What did I do? What did I do? This is your actions. These are a result of your actions. So yeah, I'm like, so if you can't handle me, talking about this and like asking questions, don't do the shit that that brings about the questions. Don't do that. Don't schedule to go meet up with some other woman when you're playing footsie with me and sexting me and all this shit, and like we're kind of like developing this thing again, and then you go off and have a fucking date with another woman and hide it from me. What do you want? What do you want? I don't have to tell you what I want. I'm not trying to do two things at once. I'm not trying to see other people. I'm not trying to do anything else but just follow my heart and accomplish my dreams. And you're just stringing me along, But yet I know it's because you wanted it too. I know that. So if you want it, then don't fuck around and don't be, trying to date other people. Don't be downloading dating apps. Don't be evasive. Don't be hiding shit. Don't do that shit. It's just bad. Bad karma, bad, bad. Okay? Like, just don't do that shit. And you're going to keep repeating it as a habit. The more that you justify it, and the more you say it's okay, and the more that you try to explain it away to yourself and lie about me to yourself. And like, oh, Anne's just a horrible person. And like, oh, she deserved this. And like, like, I don't like, do you know what I mean? Like, the more you do that, you're just going to keep solidifying these habits, and it's just going to keep hurting people and hurting me or whoever. And you don't have the gall to like, face me about it and talk to me about it. And like, actually tell me like anything about this person. You can't do that. You can't be honest with me. You should really, develop that as a habit, as a self-development thing. I'm the type of person who will push you to be a better person, to be more than who you are right now. Okay? To be a better person. Yes. That's not insane or bad. Okay? So, you want to go around and do this shit behind my back? Oh, see, that's why I didn't want to have a long distance thing anymore, because I just want to go ahead and do this stuff anyway, because I can't keep my dick in check, and I just need to, go fuck around. Well, no, that's not the answer. The answer is do the shit that's necessary to get the shit done, to make the shit happen, you know, plus you have the money for it. So what the fuck? If you really wanted to. So don't fuck around with me and like play games with me, I don't need to prove anything to you. I don't need to prove that I like you or love you or whatever. But don't use my attention just to jerk off to and then go and, have some romantic dinner with whoever it is, if you met her on a dating app, or like if you, I don't know, where you could have met her. Like, I know who your friends are, and unless it's like Teresa, or like it's like, I don't know who could this be? Like, but you don't want to answer my questions about it. You don't want to tell me. You want to keep it a secret. Real ballsy, mate. If I need to spew more shit about this, I will. See ya. But, like, I'm not going to come crawling back to you, begging for your attention. And it's like, you're the one who needs to apologize and take responsibility for whatever. If you, like, just, I'm not begging for your attention here, okay? It makes me sad, though. Thanks a lot.